I'm State Representative Larry Springer from the 45th Legislative District. I wanted to give you a little update today on where we are in this legislative session with regard to the state budget. The House of Representatives Democratic Caucus released its budget just a few hours ago. As I'm sure most of you know, we received some revenue forecasts early last year that indicated that we would have about a $1.5 billion budget deficit we would have to deal with this session. We started dealing with that deficit back in December when we came back for a special session, took care of about $500 million worth of that budget deficit, and then arrived in January, and we have been working almost nonstop since then to come up with a budget solution for the remaining roughly $1 billion. We did get some good news roughly about a week ago. Our caseload forecast, in other words, the number of people who are using government services, has been reduced. That generated about an extra $330 million. We had the first uptick in our revenue collections in about 15 quarters. That's how long and how deep this recession has lasted. So that was a little bit of good news, about $86 million. It looks like about $50 million more might be coming from the federal government with the payroll tax break that the federal government has enacted. So you put all of that together, and today we released the summary budget for the House, for the operating budget. And we have made a number of cuts. It is still an all-cuts budget. We had to cut virtually every part of the state budget, just a little less than we would have about a year ago. Priorities for me during this process has been really twofold. One, preserve the safety net as best we can for the most vulnerable members of our society. And number two, equally important, is that we preserve funding for our higher education system. That is the system right now. It's the driver that will help people get retrained back to work, that will ultimately pull us out of this recession. The governor's budget released a while back cut about $160 million out of higher ed. Several of us on higher ed, myself included, went to our budget writers and said that's not acceptable. We got that cut to higher ed reduced to $46 million, still a reduction. But we did increase state support for scholarship money for tuition assistance. So we think we've done a pretty good job of hanging on to higher ed. This is a working budget. Much work will be done in the next week or so to finalize it, and we hope to have it done by March 8th, which is the day we're supposed to be done. So good chance we'll make that date. Again, thanks for listening and viewing. If you have any questions, my contact information is at the bottom of the screen. And as always, I look forward to hearing from you. Thank you.